G'day everybody. Figured we'd go for a little wander around. It's been raining pretty much every other day for the last 2 weeks, and I don't know if you can tell, but I need to mow the lawn, which is a bit of a problem. I don't actually own a lawnmower, but yeah, I'll try and get a lender one. So where to start? I've still got a few seedlings over here that need to go out. Capsicums mostly. I've got a few little apple seedlings that have sprouted, so I might use those to do some grafting in the future. Yeah, this little blueberry's been suffering, I think, because of the rain. Same with this one. I think it's almost dead. What else we got? Raspberries are doing well. These are the ones that they flowered in winter. They're flowering again. These ones here starting to flower. I've also got a couple of little alpine strawberries growing. So I haven't tried those yet. So these are the first two that I've managed to grow from seed. I took some cuttings off my little mulberry tree just to see if I can get any more mulberries. These are my little mandarin cuttings, and I took some sweet potato slips. These are just the orange ones. They're starting to grow roots now, so I'll plant those out in a few days. Now, pretty much everything in here is starting to go to seed. I should pull out all this coriander and all this red mustard starting to go to seed. Snow peas are finished. So I'm just waiting for a few of those to dry out. Same with the broad beans. I don't think I'm gonna get any more seed for next year unless I just leave these ones to dry out. So yeah, I still actually haven't eaten any of these broad beans yet. I imagine they just taste like beans. I've got a few onions in here that are doing alright. So yeah, it's a bit hit and miss with the onions. But yeah, that's probably one of the better ones. Weeds coming up everywhere with this rain. So my apples are getting a lot bigger. You can see these ones are starting to get red even through the bag. But you can see what the weight of them's done to the branches. I mean, this branch used to sit up like that. But yeah, I'll just take that bag off and give you a look. Wow. Alright, so these have about another month or two to go still. But yeah, they're starting to develop a bit of colour. So that's good. This little pepino's doing well. You can see there's fruit everywhere. I've been trying to keep it covered up, but that's going to need to be repotted in the next couple of days, because as it is, it needs to be watered every other day at the moment. This other apple tree still going. Yeah, obviously all the branches are bent. This one's actually even leaned over a bit. Golden raspberry is was doing alright. Something broke the tip off of it there though. I don't know what did that. What else? Stevia, still going. I've got one of my thornless blackberry cuttings. I'll have to plant that out soon actually. So my Egyptian walking onions doing good still growing. Hasn't put on any bulbs yet, but it looks like it's starting to separate down there to two stems, so keep an eye on that. And I've been picking a few blueberries, mostly off of this little sunshine blue. Again, all of these are going to need to be potted up again at some point. This one didn't really do very well. You can see there's still a dead branch there that I've got to get rid of. And yeah, there's been a few blueberries ripening on there. As far as the citrus goes, this little mandarins still flowering. I think it's set a couple of little fruits. The blood orange has set quite a few little oranges there. And I think this little navel orange, yeah, it's got a couple, oops, you can see there. And my finger lime did have a few little flower buds on it at the start of spring. They've all fallen off since, but it's got lots of new growth still. I did repot this last surviving pineapple in there, but I don't know if it's gonna survive or not. It's still getting cold here at night. You can see the lime tree, lots of little limes coming, and a couple of little kaffir limes over here. Zucchinis are flowering. We've got one over there actually. Everything's flowering at the moment. The chives are flowering. The sage is flowering. This leek is about to start flowering, so I'll have to pull that one out. Might be a couple more in there about to flower as well. The yacon is doing really good. This is just the one in the pot. I have another one in the ground. It's doing pretty good too. As for this, I did plant some black turtle beans here. Oh yeah, they're starting to sort of emerge. I don't know if you can see that. But yeah, they haven't really done much. There's one there, another one there. It might have just been a bit too wet with all the rain lately. Tomatoes, Roma tomatoes, still growing. All the tomatoes are doing really well actually. So these are my lucky tigers. These are the Cherokee purple, and these are my black-eyed peas from seeds that I saved last year. I don't know how well they're going to do, but yeah, I'll just leave them and see how they go for a while. And as far as this little cursed patch here, I've taken all the potatoes out, and since the peas seem to grow alright, I planted a pigeon pea in there, and it seems to be doing alright as well, so I might put a few more in there and just try and put a bit more fertility back in the soil. All the potatoes are mostly doing well. I've got a few more just starting to come up here. But these will be coming up in another couple of months or so. And there's some more up here. Still going. I see I could probably start to pull those up. These leaves are starting to go yellow at the bottom, but I'll get them another few weeks at least. And this sorrel is doing good. I got this red sorrel. It's actually getting a bit bigger at the moment. What else do we have here? We got some zucchinis growing. There's one there. There's another one just flowering now. All these leeks seem to be doing well. I did have a couple of little flower buds starting to form on these golden shallots here. There's another one. So I've just been pulling those off because I do have some green onions that I'm letting go to seed. I don't want them to cross-pollinate or anything. So. And as for these cucumbers, I don't really know what's happening. I did pull off the growing tip, so hopefully they'll shoot out a bit. But yeah, I might have to start again on those. So some more onions, red onions doing right. Not really much to update. And this banana shallot sort of died, but might be coming back. So yeah, more red onions, and they're doing alright. Actually, these little pickling onions look like a couple of those are starting to bulb up as well. You never know. We might get a couple of those. So all the tropical fruit trees are doing pretty well. This little Barbados cherry, I'm still hoping it'll get a few more flower buds at some point this year, but wait and see. The guavas have done really well this spring. They've covered themselves in flower buds. So this is my pink Hawaiian guava. Doing quite well. My little bay leaf tree is doing good. Lots of new growth. My Mexican cream guava, and again it's covered in flower buds. Got a few little strawberries down there that I'll have to move out of the weeds, but they're starting to flower since I gave them a bit of a feed. Red cherry guava, it started flowering. I'm not sure if it's set any fruit. Not that I can tell. As far as I can see, that just keeps losing its flowers. The same with this yellow one. Oh yeah, there might be one there that's about to set fruit, but yeah, I'll just have to wait and see, I think. And I still have to repot this one. What else? The olive tree appears to be dead still. Haven't seen any new growth on that yet. Banana's doing good. So that's probably about the size it was when I bought it in March. And then now it'll have all summer to grow. So hopefully come next winter it won't die again. A little pigeon pea there, that's doing alright. The mulberries have finished. I took some cuttings off this one just to see, because they're dwarf mulberries. I have been told if you cut them back after they've finished fruiting that they might fruit again, so you never know. So all these bare root fruit trees, this apple's grown quite a bit. All of that's new growth. Yeah, on every tip there. So yeah, all of these are doing pretty well, all the apples. My peach is still growing. I've actually let it shoot out from below the graft, and I'm just going to let that grow for a little while. I might graft something else onto it, or I might just see what it is. Almond, again, it's slow to grow, but it's still growing. And yeah, this apricot's slowed down a bit now, but it still looks healthy, so I'm not too worried about it. Alright, so we got a couple of sweet potatoes planted in this 10-gallon pot. I just took a cutting and put a new one in there next to it. And these are the ones that survived through winter, so we'll give those another 3 or 4 months and we'll dig those up. I have this old cayenne pepper. It's starting to flower again, so it managed to survive all winter, but it's just in a 3-gallon pot and it's only about 3/4 full. So that'll definitely need to be repotted. I mean, you can see the roots coming out of it and everything. And as for this old jalapeno, it seems to be growing some more, so but this one I might not worry about because I do have a lot more jalapenos in the ground at the moment. So here's another little tomato. This is one of my orange tomatoes. Another jalapeno or a bird's eye chili maybe. And this is my yellow pear tomato, so it's doing pretty good. I'll have to come and sort of trim it back. So butternut pumpkins, they're starting to vine out, and actually it looks like they're getting a few little flower buds there too. And this is my Italian late garlic, so we might still have about another month. You can see it's starting to dry out, but it hasn't fallen over yet, so I'm not ready to pull it up just yet. I'm really happy with this patch of strawberries. I've already had one off of this plant. You can see they're starting to flower. There's a bit of sage there. But yeah, a lot more of these survived than I was expecting. So hopefully we'll get a decent crop of strawberries off of some of these this year. So my lumps of corn are doing alright. I'll probably give them a bit more of feed. I do want to get in here and mow all of this stuff out, but yeah, there's not really much I can do. But yeah, it's doing pretty good. It's growing fairly well, so I'm not too worried about that. So the last of the broad beans here, you can see they're starting to flower again too. Well, I might leave some of those in just for a bit longer and see what happens. Yeah, more potatoes here. More broad beans. These ones are covered in aphids or something. I'm not sure what that is. Hard to see, but they're everywhere, covered in little bugs. The ladybugs seem to enjoy eating them though, so I'm just going to pull all these out at some stage just to get rid of the bugs, really. Some more little onions there that haven't really done anything. These were planted later than all the rest, I think. So the dill's still going to seed. Got a few good beetroots out of there lately. I've actually got a potato that's flowering. So this is the first potato I've ever had that's flowered, and that's just a store-bought one that had sprouted that I planted. So you never know, we might get some berries on there and get some true seed and be able to grow our own variety of potatoes next year. The carrots are doing good. The carrots have gone to seed. They seem to have family of grasshoppers living on them, but you can see these ones, they're pretty much formed seed. I'm just waiting for them to dry out. And yeah, it's just more potatoes up here. This is all overgrown, and it's pretty tricky to get in here with a lawnmower anyway, but we got some silver beet that's gone to seed. I've never actually seen silver beet go to seed, but okay. And we've got a few little leek seedlings in here that I will eventually dig them all up and put them in that raised bed, most likely. What else? Oh yeah, I've got my little tromboncino zucchini or pumpkins or whatever you want to call them. So I'm just going to try and hang a bit of rope off of this tree and see if I can get them to climb up the tree. With any luck, it'll work out. I've still got these little cabbages here that I need to dig up because they just keep re-sprouting and getting eaten by bugs, so that's no good to anybody. A bit of basil there. Again, I need to go through and weed everything. I just haven't had a chance to get out for the last couple of weeks and do anything. So our bush beans, you can see starting to grow some little beans. And we've got plenty here, so this will probably do me for the year, just this load of green beans and yellow beans. Again, this is another old collard that needs to be pulled up. Some more yak on there, it's doing good. I've got one watermelon here that seems to be starting to vine out, so that's pretty good. That's a Jubilee watermelon. They're supposed to grow large ones up to 18 kilos. But you can see this grass, it just gets in underneath everything, strangles everything out eventually, which is what happened last year, because I wasn't really keeping an eye on it too well. And yeah, more shallots and potato onions. For some reason, these potato onions just keep going to seed. So I don't know if that means I should be picking them, or if it's just the weather's throwing them off, or what, but yeah. I just keep picking them off, and hopefully they'll be right. They're everywhere, though. Alright, well, another one. And a couple of these little yellow Marconi capsicums.
are starting to flower as well. That one is. They're sort of not in a great spot. They're getting shaded by the beans a bit in the afternoon, but yeah, it seems to be doing all right. Hopefully it'll grow bigger than the beans eventually anyway. So the rest of the corn's doing all right. Yeah, again, I'll have to get in amongst it all and weed and put down some mulch at some point to stop that from happening again. So another tromboncino pumpkin there, or zucchini, whatever it is. And I think this is another butternut, or two maybe, yeah. And I've still got a couple of these green amaranth growing. And I wasn't really planning to grow any this year, but these ones just came up on their own. There might be another one there, but yeah, I figure I'll just let them go and let them go a bit wild. Some more potatoes here. A couple more pumpkins. These are the acorn squash, and I think that is the Jap. Some dill seeds there that I'll just let them go wild. And a few parsnips that I missed when I dug all these up the other week, but oh well. So that's pretty much everything. My oats are starting to dry out and get eaten by birds and stuff, but that's alright. So I'll probably harvest those in the next few days and let them dry out, and then we'll process them and see what we got. Carrots, I actually need to plant some more because I have been starting to harvest these. Actually pretty good. And so I've got these green onions here that I'm letting go to seed. So you can see they're starting to flower, and these ones have flowered already. But these are pretty much the first thing I planted here, like April last year. So they are due to flower this year, so that's good. And I'll get a few spring onion seeds off of that, hopefully. Fingers crossed. And as for this patch, it's just been overrun with amaranth and weeds and all this bok choy that's sprouted. But yeah, I'm going to have to plant beetroots elsewhere because they all seem to just get eaten up the back here. It might be a good spot to put some more carrots in though. Because yeah, these haven't been touched by anything, so that's good. So I've also got this zucchini over along the fence here, along with a couple of Kent pumpkins that have just started to come up. So again, I do need to pull back all of these weeds and finish mowing, but yeah, hopefully they'll do all right and they'll be a bit more out of the way here. And I almost forgot, I've got another thornless blackberry that I planted here behind this Roma tomato before when I was taking cuttings. It's actually sprouted again. Alright, well that's everything from me, so thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.